All right, today is July 13th. It is Wednesday, my dudes, and there is a new post on the forums, Guild Wars 2 Summer Roadmap and July 19th update preview. So that would be next Tuesday. In the June 2022 studio update, we mentioned that we'd be back in mid-July to share our release roadmap from now through the end of the summer. We have that for you, plus a preview of next week's update. Let's get to it. Let the clockwork chaos begin. The third episode of Living World Season 1 returns July 19th. And here we can see Scarlet wielding some puppet strings, clearly inspired by my logo, with a bunch of clockworks. Queen Jenna is preparing to wrap up her Gala Jubilee with a momentous speech to her loyal subjects and visitors, but the nefarious villain Scarlet Briar has other plans. As a reminder, Living World Season 1 content is free to all players permanently. Complete the original episode achievements and new achievements to earn rewards. World's Best World Boss. World Boss encounters are some of the most unique and quintessential Guild Wars 2 experiences, each requiring dozens of players to band together in pursuit of a common goal, defeating the baddie. They do an excellent job of showcasing the highly social and collaborative gameplay the Guild Wars 2 is known for. I have used this as a selling point with many players in the past. For example, the Shadow Colossus, which is right there in that picture, in the human newbie area. When you're there, you can sometimes see level 80 players and level 10 players fighting side by side versus this monstrosity. And because of the scaling, you know, they're both pitching in. Yes, the level 80 ones are going to be stronger, but they're both pitching in. And I really think that's a cool system. There's not many games that have something like that. You know, in most games, the low levels are just not able to do anything with the high levels until they get up there themselves. 4 of these world bosses reside in a low-level starting zones, and are the first large-scale encounters that new players experience as they venture into the world of Tyria. These bosses were first introduced nearly 10 years ago, and since then we've significantly raised the bar on our encounter design standards. It's important that these encounters leave a strong first impression for new players and continue to be enjoyable for veteran players, so we've given each a bit of love as we prepare for the future launch of Guild Wars 2 on Steam. And we've got a picture here of the Shadow Colossus that is over in the human newbie area outside of Divinity's Reach. In the July 19th update, we'll be making some improvements to the Great Jungle Worm, the Shadow Behemoth, the Svanir Shaman Chieftain, and the Fire Elemental World Boss events. Our goal is to bring them up to our current design standards by adding skill telegraphs and defiance bars, improving encounter mechanics, and rebalancing health pools to accommodate the power level of modern profession builds. The Great Jungle Worm, Shadow Behemoth, and Svanir Shaman Chieftain will also receive some model and texture quality improvements, and 1 champion loot bag will be added to the completion rewards for each event. Yeah, there's not much. So the only one not getting a new texture is the Fire Elemental. It's literally just a flaming tornado wind. That's it. There's not a lot to it. These changes will give players a better preview of the gameplay and boss encounters they will see during their future adventures in Tyria. And there's the Great Jungle Worm. Yeah, for any new players who might be watching this, the Jungle Worm is in the Sylvari newbie area. The Svanir Shaman Chieftain is over near the Norns. The Fire Elemental is over near where the Asura start out. Simplifying and improving raid rewards. We're proud of the gameplay that endgame content like raids offer, but perceived high barrier to entry makes it somewhat of a niche game mode. There's hey, you know, if any of you think that it's too complicated, there is a website that can help with that. But we're not putting the whole commercial into this YouTube video. So, there's a lot of opportunity to grow the endgame PvE community, and one of our goals this year has been to break down some of the barriers discouraging players from jumping into the content. We feel that it's important for future Steam players to see that there's a healthy PvE community waiting for them at the endgame. We've already taken a few steps toward our goal of making raid content more accessible. I assume that's the Empowered system that they recently did. On June 7th, we made the Special Forces training area more accessible to give players an easier way to practice for raid content. On June 28th, we introduced the Emboldened system. I said Empowered, the Emboldened system, which gives new raid players an easier on-ramp into content that they learn the encounter mechanics and their roles. These efforts are already paying off as a new wave of raiders have stepped into the content and cleared the first wing, and many have even chosen to charge forward into later wings without Emboldened to bolster them. We'd like to extend our gratitude to the raiding community for welcoming these new players and helping them succeed. Aww. We'll have the best shot of growing the endgame PvE community if we work together. In the July 19th update, will be... Exclamation redeem muck ad. That's not a command, not a serif. In the July 19th update, we'll be making changes to raid rewards to help address long-standing pain points and reduce unnecessary complexity and raid currencies. All existing gating crystals. Gating crystals are a raid currency that you get in wings 5, 6, and 7. Will be converted into magnetite shards. And the gating crystals as a currency will be retired. All right, quick explanation there. In wing 1, 2, 3, and 4, which are the raid wings that came out with Heart of Thorns, you get magnetite shards whenever you kill a boss. There's a maximum of how many shards you can get each week, but it's a cool system because, like, let's say you kill the bosses and you have the worst luck in the world, and you never get any ascended loot from the bosses. You can take the magnetite shards to a merchant and buy whatever ascended stuff you want when you get enough of them. 1 through 4 use magnetite, 5 through 7 use gating crystals. So they're retiring gating crystals, which were from the Path of Fire raids, and just it's going to be magnetite for all of them. The weekly magnetite shard cap will be doubled from 150 to 300 to account for the previous weekly cap of 150 gating crystals. All rewards that previously required gating crystals to purchase will cost magnetite shards instead. You'll still need to complete specific encounters to unlock their associated rewards, but now you'll be able to work toward any item you want to purchase by playing any raid. That's really cool. So, like, you know, you kill a boss in Wing 5, and, you know, it unlocks the stuff on the merchants for it, but then you could just grind Wing 1 for the next few weeks to get enough magnetite to buy the skins you wanted from that Wing 5 boss. Additionally, existing legendary divinations are being converted to legendary insights. Okay, pause there. Similar to the magnetite and the gating crystals, legendary insights you get wings 1 through 4 boss kills, you get 1 per kill, and legendary divinations you get from 5, 6, 7 boss kills. They're used for many things, most notably coalescence and legendary raid armors use these things. So they're converting the wing 5, 6, and 7 legendary divinations into the wing 1 through 4 legendary insights. And legendary insights are being converted from an item in your inventory, right now they're in your material storage, into a currency. You'll now be able to purchase Gifts of Compassion and Prowess from Scholar Glenna at the same time as the previous Mystic Forge recipes for those items. Okay, all right. I was really confused there for a second because you use those in Mystic Forge recipes. You have to put them in the forge. If they go into the currency wallet, but it seems that they're tackling that by changing how you obtain those items from the Mystic Forge to a merchant. So instead of combining the legendary insights and other things in the forge, you just go visit this merchant. I mean, that's not bad. It's one less thing to carry. That also, I believe, means that all of those groups that are like, you know, link me 1000 LI to use my home instance on EU, you're not going to be able to do that anymore. I don't know of a way to link stuff on. I mean, you could always get around it by just linking it from the wiki. By the way, if anybody wants to just, you know, lie to those people, you can just get the link from the wiki. But if there's a way to link it from the wallet, I don't know it. Additionally, existing legendary divinations are being converted into legendary insights, and legendary insights are being converted from an item in your inventory into a currency. You'll now be able to purchase Sebastian. Okay, yeah, we just went over that. Challenge mode raid rewards are also seeing a major update. Okay, so I want to pause there and talk about what they've been up until this point for anyone who might not know. So, up until this point, if you did a raid boss, now not every raid boss has a challenge mode, but those that do, if you kill the boss on challenge mode, it would there's an achievement that would check off. And the boss itself didn't drop like any additional loot, but the achievement would give you a box of materials. And that box, like, let's say you just took everything in it and sold it on the trading post, that box would have between 20 and 50 gold in it. So the very first time that you killed every single raid boss on its challenge mode difficulty, you got so much money. It was crazy. You got like berserker inscriptions and sigils and food buffs and sharpening stones. There's tons of stuff. You could use it or just sell it on the trading post and get a lot of coin. However, every additional time you killed that box on challenge mode, there's nothing. So, you know, whereas like for example, to compare to the last MMO I played, World of Warcraft, if you've killed a boss on Mythic mode, it just every week, the Mythic loot was higher than the Heroic loot, which was higher than the normal loot. But you know, the first kill wasn't going to make you rich like it does in Guild Wars 2. But in Guild Wars 2, the first kill just got you so much money, and then after that, it was just kind of like you just do it if you love the thrill, you know, the tension. Okay, so Challenge Mode raid rewards are also seeing a major update. Going forward, completing any Challenge Mode raid encounter will award a bonus chest containing 2 gold provisioner tokens, and 10 magnetite shards, bonus XP, and a random exotic item. I love it. I love it. There was not enough incentive, in my opinion, to repeatedly do challenge modes. This is good. I like this. Provisioners tokens are used for making legendary armor from raids, and also legendary sigils and legendary runes. A lot of people don't know that those exist. They do. I've got a guide for that. I've got a guide for legendary runes and sigils and armor if you need it. But provisioners tokens are something you get from merchants, and for people that don't know how to get them, they're kind of a pain because it's really inexpensive to get like 2 a day for 50 days, but it costs a ton of money to get 50 all in one day. So if you're like, oh, I'm gonna work on legendary armor, and then you learn about how to get provisioners tokens, and it can be daunting. This is the first time that they're gonna drop off of anything. So that's pretty cool. I like it. This reward can be obtained once per week per encounter. Okay, that is completely the same as normal raid boss loot. That's fine. The top tiered Terror Toppler achievement will be retired. I know what this was. I knew what this was, but I didn't know it by name. So this is if you do 5 CMs from the list in during a 1-week reset, you get 10 gold. You get 10 extra gold. So this for a while was their band-aid for the bosses not really having more loot if you do challenge mode. If you did 5 of them on challenge mode, you got 10 gold. So they're removing that, so it's not going to stack with the new stuff. A new arrival. So yeah, you're gonna get 2 gold per, the 2 provisioners tokens, more magnetite, which if you're doing challenge modes, you're probably knocking out raids easily, which means your magnetite is probably gonna be capped every week anyway, but still cool. It'll take less bosses to hit that cap, more XP, that's gonna be more spirit shards, because if you're at that point, you're near your max level, it's gonna be spirit shards, and random exotics, which, that's nice, that's nice. We believe it should be easy to understand the path toward earning a reward, and players should feel rewarded for the time and effort they put into learning and completing raid content. Simple as that. I think that's fantastic. I think that's good. It was Guild Wars 2 had a unique approach, having the get tons of money the first time you get a CM kill, but nothing after. But I think, you know, getting consistent. Also, there's no mention here that they're taking away that the achievements for each boss.
Beans, the magical fruit.
There's no mention here that they're taking away the achievements for each boss, or the first time you get a CM kill on each boss, you get that achievement with the treasure chest full of just so much money. So that's still going to be a thing, plus this, from what I'm reading. Okay, stabilizing fractal instabilities. The Mistlock instability system is intended to keep Fractal of the Mist feeling fresh, with each instability introducing a new twist that provides additional challenges when completing an encounter. However, some instability combinations have a tendency to be more frustrating than challenging or fun. My first thought is social awkwardness. In the July 19th update, we're making adjustments to nearly every Mistlock instability to reduce frustrating difficulty spikes, reward players for taking advantage of positive play opportunities, and increase synergy between instabilities across the board. A full breakdown of the changes and the design commentary for those changes will be waiting for you in the release notes on July 19th. Interesting. I would say, just my own personal opinion on this, keep your expectations low on that change. Because the instability, like when you get to the point where you're able to just like blaze through fractals, the instabilities almost don't matter. They're a very minor thing. Like occasionally you've got frailty and outflanked, and then something can one-shot you if they hit you in the back. But most of the time they're just a minor thing. So I'm curious what they're gonna do with this, but I'm also kind of shrugging at the same time. What I would love to see, you know how they have those no downstate weeks in World v World? I would love to see social awkwardness in World v World. Because instantly, The whole stack 30 people on a dime and put up a projectile blocking field that protects against 300 bullets, gone. The whole meta would just get thrown into the trash can. I want to see social awkwardness World v World, where people cannot stack. That's my dream. That is my dream. Joke's on you, I already have social awkwardness. Perfect. Now we just gotta get everybody else. Here's a quick look at our major release dates through the end of summer. July 19th, Living World Season 1, Episode 3, World Boss Improvements, Raid Reward Changes, and Mistlonk Instabilities Update. August 2nd, Festival of the Four Winds, Kronkatoric Legendary Weapon Skin Variants. Oh boy, a balance update. I believe this is the first of multiple patches that will include corrections to the horrendous situation warriors are currently in. August 23rd, that's my birthday. Guild Wars 2's 10-year anniversary. Oh, it's their birthday too! September 13th, wow, wait, do I seriously have the same birthday as Guild Wars 2? That's pretty sweet. August 23rd is literally my birthday. September 13th, Living World Season 1, Episode 4. We might still have a few surprises up our sleeve for the summer months. So I'm just looking at the picture here, just seeing if there's anything new. Oh, it's weird. They don't have the exact dates on here. That game made you muck. Let's see. So, the festival, Kronkatoric Gen 3 Weapon Skin Variant, Gameplay Systems Core Update, and World v World Restructuring Betas, Guild Wars 2 10th Anniversary, and Gamescom Happy Hour. Okay, cool. Let's see. Wrapping up. On June 28th, we introduced the challenge mode for the Harvest Temple Strike mission. Without a doubt, this is the most difficult encounter that has been introduced in Guild Wars 2 to date. After 5 grueling days and hundreds of raid wipes, all live streamed to thousands of viewers on Twitch, a group of 10 indomitable raiders succeeded in becoming the first in the world to overcome this challenging encounter. Congratulations to Snow Crows Guild for their monumental achievement. Quick shout out to them. For those of you who don't know Snow Crows, they make the probably some of the most well-known guides and builds on their website for raid encounters. Like if you're just looking like how do I do as much damage as possible in the shortest amount of time, I almost always point people over to the Snow Crows website for raid stuff. Yeah, one of my favorite things about that kill is I popped in and out of the stream and saw bits and pieces of it, but they were going for like 5 days, so of course no one saw all of it except them. And at the very end, when they finally got the kill, they were all shit. There was like 10 people. Well, some of them were just like, oh, some of them were screaming, and this one guy went, "Never again!" And that got me right here. I was like, that guy, that's my spirit animal, him, that one. We had a blast following the action on Twitch over the last week as multiple groups raced to claim world first. In case you missed it, you can relive the last moments of Snow Crow's first clear here, and there's a link to it. Note this video is in English and contains explicit language. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Also, congratulations to Hardstuck, led by Mighty Teapot. They were the close second. They were a close second to getting the Harvest Temple Challenge Mode Strike Mission cleared. They got that done. Explicit, to say the least, yes. We'll see you in game, the Guild Wars 2 team. All right, yeah. So yeah, awesome stuff. New Living World season coming up. Updates. The fractal changes. Again, I'm very modest about this. I'm not sure how those are going. For real though, the changes to raids might act like right now. I occasionally do raids, but it's kind of like when I'm just have a whim. Like that's it. Just like, oh yeah, I could do that right now. But if they do this, I'm actually interested in going back in there like more regularly than I am now, because it's not that this is like an insane amount of money, but it definitely just feels more like your time is respected, that it's like, we could do this on normal or challenge mode. Have y'all already cleared challenge mode? Yeah. Well, we might as well do it on normal because it's going to pay the same. It's faster and it's going to give the same amount of stuff. Like that was the situation before, but now it's actually, if you're in a group that can farm some of the easy challenge modes, and some of the challenge modes like Mersod Overseer and Cairn are just a sliver more difficult than their normal modes. You might as well flip the switch and, get that extra loot now. I think that's fantastic. So yeah, awesome stuff. The new world boss is coming out as well. One of these is totally going to be the thumbnail. Looking forward to that. But cool. Looks like that's it for today. I like pretty much everything in here, and I think these are good changes. If you got anything to add, you know, as always, put it in the comments down below. If you want to see the notes yourself, I always include the link in the description. And that's it for today's news.